watching ERi-TV, dear viewers. Welcome to this special edition of Open Mic. I'm in downtown Asmara at the Albergo Italia Hotel, and I will be actually talking with the manager of the hotel, who is also an author of the book Striving at Home. He is Tekle Weldeslasie, and welcome to our program, Tekle.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank you for having me today on the show. I am excited to talk about my book.
Thank you so much. Okay, so tell me about what inspired you to write.
It is a very little incident, but its impact is big and dreadful. One Sunday morning, it was years ago, I was jogging on my hometown. It was clear sky, it was sunny, it was a good day. I saw my old friend, my late friend, I could say it right now. He was walking in the opposite direction hurriedly, and I asked him where he was heading. He told me just he followed what his feet took him. So when finally he told me that he was fleeing the country. Then we had very strong discussion or argument. I advised him to stay at home and strive for a better life. However, he was near the breaking point, so he left for Sudan. After that, he followed the treacherous Sahara and the towering waves of the Mediterranean, and finally, he lost his life. So I was then at the Halak construction site working. When I heard this sad news, I was devastated by grief for his death. So it inspired me to write something about this illegal immigration for taking perilous journey in search of better life. So I got the time during the COVID, the lockdown time, to sit down and write. So by hoping that no one could repeat the same mistakes again. So this is the inspiration for me behind this book.
All right. So Tekle, Striving at Home. Tell me what it's all about.
Well, first of all, I would like to briefly explain about this book. This book spans around 600 pages. To speak exactly, 586 pages. It's all about Eritrean youth, you know, their determination to strive, to dedicate, to work hard for a better future at their country instead of being guided or advised by peer groups and foreigners in search of better life abroad. So this book argues that, and it challenges the advice advocating for migration to the West, passing through a perilous journey. Instead, it advises them to stay at home. First of all, to know themselves, their true self, and to stay at home. Not only stay, but to strive for a better future at their home. This is the central theme of the book. But not only this, but also it discusses in detail the history of Eritrea up to the Independence Day, and the safeguard of the youth for defending their country, which was caused by the TPLF aggression, and the national rebuilding, all these things. So this book is mainly aimed to the youth, to Eritrean youth, to love one's country, to work hard, to have clear vision and dedication for the better future in their country. But also, it gives an opportunity for foreigners to have an insight the country's past.
Mm-hmm. Tekle, the review that it has received right after its inaugural launching in Albergo Italia on June 11. I've read it in the newspaper Eritrea Profile, and it has received very outstanding reviews, especially from everyone that has attended. Okay, life's journey in search of one's true self and a better life. The lead character is Atahalti. It is a novel, and is it based on facts or is it fiction?
By the way, I would like to thank all those people who attended during my inauguration of my first book, Striving at Home, in search of one's true self and a better life at home. And I would like all those people who participate, not all participate, but also those who give their feedback and reflections. Special thanks to Futsum Adawi, one, Futsum Maha, and teacher Afterworld. And I would like to thank all those who give their feedback and review. Special thanks to Yared Isaac, who wrote a very beautiful and strong review on the newspaper. And I would like to thank and invite all those people to read the Shabai.com and Eritrean profile on June 25. So, this book is genre blending. It incorporates all elements: romance, memoir, historical fiction, fantasy, and so on. But mainly it's focused on the memoir. So this is a novel inspired by true historical events. It is written by my own, based on my own perspective, on my own voice and tone.
Now, I just want to talk about the legacy that you want to leave behind, because every author wants to leave something behind. Yes. What is that something that you are striving for?
Yeah, my legacy is, in the book, the main character, Atakelti, is a masterpiece of me, not only, but all Eritreans, especially my comrades, my new generation. Just this book is a legacy of to stay at home, to develop their country, because the author, me, firmly believes that his hope, his dream, and destiny is intertwined with the Eritrean dream and destiny. Therefore, it's a legacy by itself, because this is, a big book, and it inspired Eritrean youth to work hard at their country and to achieve their dream and aspirations here in their country. But they have to directly involve in the nation-building programs, and they have to perform their national duties. They should not be eluded by going to the worst, easier life, passing through perilous journey for uncertain destinations. So this is the legacy I'm leaving.
That's very interesting. It's quite interesting. I just want to know why in English.
Because, first of all, we have to accept the fact that English is international language, universal language. This age is the age of globalization. We are not alone living in Ireland, Therefore, in order to have a global audience, in order to have impact, therefore, I prefer this. Not only that, but also, we are the victims of false narratives. False narratives. For the last 8 years, we have been victims of these things till today. So, I want to fix the wrong perception and the fair tales. Therefore, I write in English so that everybody, every citizen of the world, from neighborhood or far east and west, they could understand us. Because sometimes, I have heard and read repeatedly, they try to resemble Eritrea and North Korea. For surprise, those people, they have never ever visited either Eritrea or North Korea. How could they compare two countries, two nations, where they have never ever visited before? So this is wrong perception. Therefore, I want to fix it, so that this book is international language, everybody has the opportunity to read it, so that they will know our identity, our culture, our history, as we are. But if I write it in local language, it will be in a narrow audience. Of course, I'm going to translate it in my native language, Tigrinya, so that my countrymen and women could have the opportunity to read and understand. But primarily, this book is written for the international audience, but also for our brothers, youngsters who join the college and so on. Because I observe most of the time, they watch the Western movie, they read the Western books. I'm not saying that it's not, it is bad to watch, but they have to focus on their country, so that if you give them a comparative and competitive book, so that they will be attracted. Nowadays, when I go into different offices, I am very thrilled to see youngsters reading my book in every office. So they are so excited, because you have to give them something which can attract them. So instead of reading novels or fictions or other things of a surroundings, they are now attracted to read their countries and people history. You have to be proud of their people. We are proud. I'm proud of. We have a rich history. So it was easy. So I made this in English.
Great. Okay. Can you just summarize this book in just a few words and to guide me and the viewers that I have on what the theme? I know that what the theme is: striving at home, to stay at home.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Just a summary of it.
Yeah, it's not easy to summarize a book of around 600 pages in a few minutes, but I'll try my best. This is a journey. It's a life journey of 50 years life journey of an Eritrean young boy. He is the mouthpiece of all Eritreans. The narration is told through the Atakalti, the main character. So, he was born and raised in a small town. So he narrates what he observed during his young childhood period, the atrocities of the Ethiopian colonizers, although the bombardment, the mistreatment, imprisonment, torture, everything, And then he fled his country, especially in 1978. By the way, he was born in the very critical and historical moment in 1973, when the past regime, Haile Selassie, the emperor, left his office or overthrown, and the new Marxist junta, Mengistu Haile Mariam, came to power. Then there was already the Eritrean liberation struggle was began, and there was even other black history written. There was some clashes between the two liberation movements, and so he observed everything on his eyes. Then he fled the country to his village. He saw so many things: the history, the legends, the myths, everything during the fireside discussion on the full moon. So he was attracted, inspired by everything, these things. So this is a story. But when you grow up, before independence, the life was for survival. But after independence, he started to think beyond survival, from survival to thriving, through striving. So thanks to the government of Eritrea and the EPLF, everybody was involved in the national service. And he was member of the first national service, meaning he joined the national service. As part of national service, he was learning in the Asmara University. So he joined in 1994-95 in scientific school, where he learned his high school engineer school. Then he was the opportunity of introducing with the Peace Corps members of Americans, especially with one person. Then the war came. It was very sad and strange for him. He had two opportunities: one to go to America, and the other is to join the army and defend his country. So he chose the second one.
Mm-hmm. Great. Okay. Have you put elements of compare and comparison, let's say, with living outside and having to stay here in this country and doing the best you can to stay at home?
Yeah. Let me tell you, I've never ever been on board for a surprise. Never. Not because I couldn't, but I didn't want. I want to stay at home, to defend my country, to participate in the reconstruction program, and participate in defending the country from any threat. But I could observe, now this world is very narrow this time. You can't see the media, mainstream media, you can't see your neighbors, everything, So, first and foremost, I have to explore independently, freely, what's the purpose of life, meaning a purpose of life. This is basic, because my book lies on two pillars. One, searching one's true self, and the other is strive for a better life at home. First and foremost, everybody should know his true self. Who am I? What's my mission in life? Then he doesn't need to go to abroad for a better life, for his own self or small family. You have to think of the majority of the people in the country. So this is the belief, my strong conviction that to have a good life, to achieve a dream, then you have to work hard in your country. You have to defend your country from any enemy. My dream and my wish is part and parcel of my country's vision. Eritrean vision, Eritrean dream. Many people I heard say that American dream. Of course, okay, it's their country. They can't say that. I don't know whether American dream is true or not, whether it's achievable or not. I don't care. But we have a dream. We have a vision, Eritrean dream, and we will achieve this. We will realize into reality by working, by striving at home. So you asked me that if I have any comparison. I have never been on board, but it's not necessarily to go physically to abroad to check whether striving life is not. If I was in diaspora, I would not write this book. Why should I? But I stayed at home, I strived, and I'm in a better condition. I could say I have achieved my dream. I'm successful. I'm triumphant. But it's success. You can argue about these things, but I'm satisfied. I'm content. I'm not talking about only myself, but my people, my society, my country as a whole, my coming generations.
Exactly. Okay, I've also understood, without the support that you got from your wife, this book also would not have been written, because behind every great man, there is a woman, they say.
Behind a successful person, there is a strong woman, but I saw in my eyes, in the real time. My wife, she's so strong. Hadas Nagash, I'd like to thank her in this occasion. Really, she was behind my success. She believed in her country. She has 3 martyred brothers, and I have 3 martyred brothers. As you see, I say your sacrifice is not in vain. Not only my brothers, but the thousands of Eritreans who sacrifice their precious lives for the cause of our people and country. Therefore, my wife is very strong. She believes to stay at home and strive. Therefore, she was behind me. For a surprise, when I was writing this book, I was not sleeping on the bed, never. I slept on the floor. I never used the artificial light, but instead I used the candle. Not because I loved this harsh life, discomfort, but in order to feel me, those people who suffered when I was writing this journey, and in order to boost my creativity and imagination. So she was always behind me. Of course, she has paid a big sacrifice, all kinds of sacrifice, enduring late nights and loneliness during my writing time period. So I'd like to thank her. She's really the powerhouse behind me. I'm the light, but she is the battery. Without the battery, you cannot get the light.
Tekle, this book is all about the grass is never greener on the other side, but the grass is actually greener here where we are.
Exactly.
Okay, so
water it.
Exactly. Now, is there any message you'd like to tell people how they can acquire this book, to read it, to enjoy it?
Of course, you're right. It's a good question, because I have not written this book for money, neither for fame. I have a purpose. I have a purpose. I have already told you before. The purpose is just, first and foremost, for our Eritrean youth and Africans, for that matter, to stay at their home, work hard, and achieve their dream as their respective country, and especially for Eritreans. This country has not come with a golden plate. We have paid precious thousands of lives, Eritrean lives, and still we are always challenging. We are found in a very critical geopolitical strategy in Northern Africa, of course, the Red Sea, everybody. We know what is going, all the warmongering, everything, But, so our youth must be very conscious, with enough information of their history and what's going on in the world. They should not be deluded by fake news and these mainstream medias spreading, lying, and so on. Therefore, they have to stay at home. They have to read their history. They have to know yourself, true self, and then stay at home for better life. So, as your question, well, this book is in Albergo Italia, found. Hopefully, in this coming weeks, I'm working on how to reach the Eritreans in diaspora and other nationalities, either through Amazon or other means. We are working on it. But for this, for the time being, everybody could come to Albergo Italia and buy one.
One final question. It is everybody's, every author's dream that his book or the book that he writes becomes a reference for history, even for the way it is written. So can your book be a reference for Eritrean history?
My answer is positive, because, you know, I'm part and parcel of history. I could say I am history. You cannot separate me from the long chain of Eritrean history, because the whole is the sum of its parts, and I am one ring in the long chain of history. Therefore, I have written what I have witnessed in my own eyes. I did not learn this in Cambridge or Harvard University. I was there and I am here. Therefore, it spans in detail the Eritrean history. Yes, you are right. Many people write history in different ways, styles, and versions. But I'm not comparing myself with the others, you know. But this is a detailed, it has blood and flesh in the book. You know, you can see people walking, smiling, crying, you know, in pain, and dancing, fighting, in victory, and so many things, you know. Crossing the Mediterranean, dying, everything. This is really, it is beyond being a reference. It is life by itself. I'm not simply exaggerating or what you call advertising my book. No, I have told you I'm not a commercial person. I'm not. I am, you know, inspired by true nationalistic zeal to transfer my feeling, you know, my experience to the next generation of Eritreans and the current generation. Therefore, of course, it will be, and it is, for sure.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Dear viewers, that was Tekle Weldeslasie, the author of the book Striving at Home. You can get this book by coming and purchasing it in person at the Albergo Italia Hotel. It's right at the heart of the city of Asmara, the capital of Eritrea. And do enjoy it, do learn from it. It is good night from us.